Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Grove Boys show, the Grove Boys podcast. We are missing a member tonight. As you can see, Connor's not here with us. But you still got me, Logan. You got Tony, and you got Morgan here with us tonight. Um, yeah, I mean we got a few things to go over, to my knowledge. Um, Morgan, I'll let you get started with this.
Okay, well, perfect. Well, right now the Pistons, we'll go right with the NBA. We'll start with the NBA. They are down 2-3 right now in their series against. Oh gosh, who are they even playing? It's Orlando, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the
I
Magic.
knew they were down, and I thought for sure, they're completely toast. When you're down 1-3, it's impossible to come back. But they won a game. Their next game is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Do they have a chance? What do y'all think?
Oh, 100%. They're the one seed for a reason. It's just guys have to step up and help Cade because Cade has been amazing in every game. Like the first game, he scored like 39 points and they lost. Like Jalen Duren's been the real issue. He's kind of like been a shell. But I also think it's due to coaching. Because like all of a sudden, like they're playing different, and I think it's JB Bickerstaff trying to throw teams off. But it's like, dude, you're the one seed for a reason. Lean into what made you good. Defense first, all that stuff.
Well, I know Cade had over. Well, I think he had 45 points last night. So if he can do that again and again, they'll probably win the series. We'll see. Their defense has been pretty good, so it's like
Let me see.
we'll see
Let
what
me see what
happens.
he's averaging this series.
Cade has been averaging 32.6.
Yeah, that's 30. I've got the specific series against Orlando 32.2, 9 points, 9.2 assists, and 7 rebounds. There's no, like, what more is he really supposed to do? Like,
Yep.
Right.
So I was talking with Len at the school, Tony, and he's like, he thinks that they're just probably too young and inexperienced to win the series here. But I don't know. He's been watching the NBA a lot longer than I had, so I
isn't
appreciated his
Orlando, like,
input.
super young, too, though?
Yeah. So I don't know.
I mean, but Orlando has like, they don't have the pressure. Like, they're like, we're the
Right.
8 seed. We're supposed to lose. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
It's just something about Detroit sports teams that like to go out, get the one seed, and then fold immediately after. But
I think
I
they
do want to
saw.
say I agree with Tony in saying that the coaching has been probably the biggest issue. We are not utilizing our bench guys as we should be. Like, you look at the minutes that guys like Ron Holland, Paul Reed have gotten. These could be like key players that kind of just fly under the radar, and yet they're not out there being used. I think especially Paul Reed would be a big factor, especially with how poorly Duran has been playing this series. And I hate to say it because I was proudly wearing my Duran jersey last night.
And well, last week you were talking him up how well he'd been playing. So
Yeah.
Well,
He
dude,
was,
what they got to. What they got to do is like they just have to lean in the defense. What made them good? They got to stop turning the ball over. Like there's some like weird possessions. Like game 4 was insane the first handful of minutes. Like it was like they didn't know how to pass the ball. It was really bad. But once they settled in, they did good. But the thing about game 4 that was striking, that goes to your point, Logan, is if you look at the end of that second half when they pulled the starters and put all the backups in, that was when they went on one of their best runs in the game. Like those backups are nuts. Like I love Danish Jenkins. That guy is so fun to watch. Ron Holland too. Ron Holland still had the eye thing. I don't know how much that is still kind of playing in because he did get hurt pretty bad at the end of March. But like, dude, I don't know. It's pissing me off. Like, because it's like, this is not the team I watched during the regular season. Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
So
I feel like in the NBA, at least from what I've watched, the regular season, they're kind of like at 75% trying, and then you can tell if they make it to the postseason, that's when the players really start to actually care, which when you play that many games, I get it, but that's why I can't get into the regular season of the NBA very much. I don't know. That's my observation with the NBA. That's why I'm not too into it. But
see, the playoffs just annoy me too because of like the scheduling. Do you guys remember back in the day when it was the higher seed or the team that had home field advantage played 2 games at home, 3 games away, 2 games at home? I love that. That was so much better. And I get the whole like, well, if you win 1 game, you steal home field advantage. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of your reward for beating them in their territory. But if you like win a game back and like if the higher seed wins a game back, like they have home field advantage again.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. The scheduling sucks, dude. I hate like they play a game, I wait a whole day. They play another game, I wait a whole day. It's just annoying. Like, I just want to watch these games. Like, Logan, what are your thoughts?
Well, I was gonna add to that and say sometimes you're waiting even longer than that. Sometimes they got a whole 2 days off in between games, and I just cannot stand that.
It's just annoying, like, because like that makes the playoffs go till June, and it's like, how much revenue is enough revenue for the league? Like, I have the same complaint about baseball because like baseball barely has day games anymore. Like the Tigers used to play at like 1:00 all the time, but now like the MLB won't have them play. Like, don't want teams playing at that time because of TV revenue, and it's like, dude, like for fans like me, because like for fans like me in any sport, I'm a fan of a West Coast team. It sucks living in an East Coast time zone and the way that the MLB schedules their games now. Because like the game's not on until 10:00. I don't get to watch the game as often. Or I get to watch like maybe the first 2 or 3 innings. And then I have to wake up and like something incredible could happen and I miss it. Like, I don't know. Do you guys feel the same way about scheduling just in sports in general right now?
That's the same reason why the MAC plays football games on Tuesday nights, is that TV revenue. It's corrupted sports a little bit, but it's too bad that's the way things are going.
Okay, Tuesday night action is kind of cool though. Tuesday night action is kind of cool when it's like,
it's cool until you see the stands and there's like 17 people, a scarecrow, and like a snowman. That's it. There's nobody else. Okay,
that's just Western Michigan University. Like, what are you talking
about? When they play on Saturdays, the place is packed. It's beautiful.
Yeah, no, I get it. Well, like, because students have classes, like, even watching on TV, like, one of the highlights for college games is like the student sections, right? Seeing how much fun they're having.
Mhm.
Like, the NCAA, I will say, is one of the few that are still, for the most part, good. I mean, you're complaining about Tuesday night action, but like, other than that, the NCAA still does a pretty good job. The games are on Saturdays.
Yep.
Like I can.
Yeah, I'm not too much complaining about action, but that was kind of an example of why everything's TV revenues getting to them. But for the MLB, it's like when you go, like if you go to Comerica Park and you drive from like 2 hours away or whatever, 3 hours away, if they have a game at 6 p.m., then the game gets over at 9. Then you're getting home at midnight. That sucks.
Well, yeah, for like people like where we grew up, yeah, like, and like where we grew up, it's like, yeah, the game's getting done at 9. You're not getting out of the city till 10, and then you still have 2 hours back home, like where we live. Like, it's just not fun. Like, you got to go on a weekend to make it worth it. Like, I remember growing up, like you could just go to a day game, or even like I know kids who like they would go to like a 4:00 game, and they would get out of school like maybe 2.5 hours early and drive down with their families, and then be back by like 10. Like, that's a fine enough time. But like, look at this, right? The Tigers play at 6 tomorrow. They play at 7. They play at 7. They have no games starting before 6:40 until they play the Mets on May 14th. And who in the hell wants to watch that game? Honestly.
Yeah, well, and it's also too bad because if you have day games, think of like schools would always go do like a field trip or something. Go watch the Tigers. You don't see that anymore. You don't see
Yeah,
it in school.
Right.
It's like it's
it's so
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Like, come on now. That's how you get more young people into the game. Like, I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. But whatever.
Yeah.
That's the way they're going with it.
Yeah, and the Tigers today played at 12:15.
That was nice.
And yeah, that was nice. But like my
Good win
dad,
today too.
yeah, 5-2, huge win over the Braves.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad told me the score at like 3-something today, like the final score. And I was just like, they played already? Like it just doesn't seem normal anymore
Right.
to have
Well, they
games.
only do it at that time on travel days. When they have to travel, then they'll have an earlier game. And that's about it.
Well, then think of how stupid this is. So May 8th through May 10th, this is going to be a big series in the MLB, but it's the Braves and the Dodgers playing. It's the Braves playing in LA, right? Like that's going to be like all three of those games might be nationally televised because of how big that series is going to be. Because those two teams are just miles ahead of everyone else right now, right?
Yeah.
But like, what time realistically would you want that game on? Because it's an East Coast and a West Coast team. You'd probably want it on at about 4:00, right? Enough that people can listen to the game at work on the West Coast and watch the game on the East Coast. Or at worst, like do it like at 6:00. So people like can only on the West Coast can like, getting out of work, but I'm only going to miss the first couple innings, listen to it on my drive home from work. But like people on the East Coast can watch it and it still will get done by like 9:30, 10. And it's one of those games where you're like, all right, I'm going to bed when it's over.
Mm-hmm.
What time do you think the games are at?
Well, they're definitely at 10 Eastern time.
Well, okay, are they being played in Atlanta or LA?
They're being played in LA.
Oh, okay, so yeah, I'm gonna agree with Morgan then and say around 10 probably. I was gonna say like 8-something initially, but 10 makes more sense.
The first game is at 10, the second game is at 9, and the third game is at 4. The third game at 4, that's being great. Like that's like an optimal time to put it in.
Yeah.
I would actually say like maybe for an East, like the MLB and like all these leagues, they just need to work on like what time zone are each of these teams from, and what's a good time for these games to happen. Because of that, like what's the balance? It's not that hard because it's going to go across the board. If you just figure out a system, like okay, East Coast team playing a West Coast team, and let alone, I mean, I guess that's a weekend series, so like you can kind of justify it, I guess. But still, who in Atlanta wants to stay up till 10 just to watch the start of the game?
Right.
But like, just figure out a system like, okay, East Coast team plays West Coast team. Let's start that game at 5:00 East Coast time. Or 6:00. That's a good window. 7 at the very latest. 7 is like still kind of acceptable. Why is it a 10? Like this drives me nuts. I'm sorry. Like, but even when you get an East Coast team playing an East Coast team, like sometimes that game doesn't start till 9. It's ridiculous, man. It pisses me off.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys on that. While we are on the subject of MLB, unless anyone has anything to add about, how atrocious the scheduling is, why not go over our power rankings?
Ooh, power rankings, my favorite.
Perfect.
We know, Tony.
Because mine takes like no work to do. I just like.
So I'll go ahead and start off. For honorable mentions, I got Rays, Pirates, Guardians. Rays are very close to top 10 for me. Like it is very close. They're very close 11th. But number 10, I gotta stick with the guns that are in the NL Central and go with the Brewers on this. Won a series against the Diamondbacks, who are, still a good team, even though they have kind of dialed it back since the beginning of the season. But then dropped a series 1-2, 1-2 against the Pirates, which I think just goes further to show how competitive that division is. Number 9, I got the Cardinals. Very strange past week going on for the Cardinals. Got swept.
That's a strange team right now. What is going on?
By the Mariners in a 3-game series, but then came right back, took all their anger out on the Pirates in a 4-game series, swept them. So I mean, just for that sake, I mean, I gotta put them top 10. Number 8, I just mentioned them, but I got the Mariners finding their way up here. Like I said earlier, they swept the Cardinals, so it really doesn't make any sense for me to have them anywhere beneath the Cardinals right now. Plus, they did just win a series against the Twins, who, albeit, aren't doing all that great recently. But still,
Chaos baseball only works for so long.
The Mariners have had a good past week, surprisingly. I don't know where this all has come from, but number 7, I got the Padres. Again, another team that's kind of settling down a bit after the explosive, past month or so that they've had. They beat the Rockies in a series 2-1, tied a 2-game series against the Diamondbacks, and then lost just recently their series against the Cubs 1-2. Number 6, I have another team that I didn't think I would have up here, but I've got the A's. Convincing series wins over both the Rangers and Royals. Again, Royals, bad team, even worse than the Twins. And I mean, quite frankly, that whole AL Central is a dumpster fire right now. But I won't get too far into that. And then getting into the top 5 here, I got the Cubs at 5. Lost a series 1-2 against the Dodgers. Came back, won a series against the Rockies 2-1. But that one loss in the Rockies series, that was rough. If I have the right, I know there was a team that the Rockies faced just recently. They won 13-2. I want to say that was, or no, I'm sorry, that was the Reds. I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, Cubs faced the Padres actually, won that series 2-1. So good looks for them. Number 4, I kind of spoiled it already, but I got the Reds. Won the series against the Tigers, and then won the series against the Rockies. But again, that one loss, 13-2. And I think that, kind of caused the Rockies to outscore the Reds overall in that series. Not a great look, but still not enough for me to drop them out of the top 5. Number 3, I got the Yankees. Beat the Rangers 2-1 in that series, which I don't know what's been going on with the Rangers lately. They've kind of, you want to talk about teams that have kind of mellowed out at this point in the season. The Rangers are probably leading that front. But then won against the Astros in a 3-game series, 2-1 there. So neither of those series wins all that impressive, in my opinion. But they do still have, what was it, a 20-11 record, so they are definitely the front runners in the AL right now, without question. And then my 1 and 2, Tony mentioned it earlier, it's the Braves and the Dodgers in that order, 1 and 2. Dodgers I have at 2, primarily because of that last series against the Marlins that they lost, 1-2, and that was at home. And the Marlins are not looking as good as they did earlier on in the season, I wouldn't say. So for them to lose a series to that team at home,
the Marlins are still a solid team, but yeah,
they're still very solid. But they're another team that's settled in quite a bit. But yeah, and then the Braves, best record in the league right now, sitting at 22 wins. Won a 4-game series against the Nationals.
That's like just beating up on the blind kid, like.
Well, no,
not to shit on your pick, but
that's not beating up on the blind kid. Beating up on the blind kid is the next series that they had, which was against the Phillies.
No, that's beating up on the kid that like is an amputee. Like that's like beating up on the actual crippled kid. Like God, you want to talk about horrible teams? Morgan, we can start talking about like individual team stories and stuff like that after Power Rankings. But there's some teams I definitely want to make fun of tonight.
Oh man! So
you got anything else? Last point, real quick. Yeah. I think the most convincing part for the Braves, for me at least, and this might just be bias, but the most recent series win they had against the Tigers. Because the Tigers, even though they're in a sucky division, they're still a competent team, a very competent team.
I will say the one saving grace for the Tigers in that series, the Tigers have the 3rd worst away winning record. They're like, they do not win games away right now. But like, that's the last team I want to play when they're home. Like,
yep. Oh man.
We got to go to a game. We just have to go to a game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited. So I guess I have a top 5 and 2 honorable mentions, and mine are completely different order than yours, Logan. I won't get too much into the analytics and records and all that because you covered most of it. But my 2 honorable mentions, and yeah, my 1 is the Tigers. Even though they lost their last 2 series, their starting pitching was quite good, besides 1 game against the Reds. Now, they lost two series away, which, of course, we've already talked about how horrible they've been away. They lost the series to the Reds and lost the series to Atlanta. The Atlanta series, they were so close in every single one of those games. It was infuriating, especially game 2. My goodness. And I'll get into the rest of my rankings, but with game 2, the Tigers are so close, and they've done this so many times this year. If they could just win a third of the games that they've just blundered away in the last inning, they'd have 20 wins right now, I feel like.
But, You Live and You Die by Kenley Jansen. Like,
isn't it for us in that game? Oh my goodness!
I don't know if it's so much he blew it for the Tigers. I don't know if
tough.
he blew
the
it or
Braves
so much
are
it was
good.
just. Yeah, the Braves are just a good team, dude.
That pitch was middle. What are we doing?
Right where they least expect it. How fast? Wait, how fast was that pitch? Let me.
Right where
Morgan,
the
keep
pitching
going.
machine puts it, right? Oh gosh.
Morgan, keep going. I'm going to see if I can find out how fast that pitch was.
All right. My second honorable mention, it's the Rays. They're 18-12. They're the second best AL team in my opinion. 6-4 in their last 10. They won a series with the Guardians, which the Guardians are always tough to beat. And they swept the Twins in their last 2 series. Good baseball they've been playing. My number 5 is the Padres. They're 19-11. 19-11. They've won 6 of their last 4. My number 4, the best team in the AL, I have the Yankees. Number 3, and just beating the Tigers this week, I have the Reds. Number 2, and the only reason why I have them at number 2 is because their record in the last 10 is the Dodgers. They're 5-5 in the last 10. They lost series to the Marlins. So I have to have the Braves ahead of them. And just for how clutch they were. The game 2 this week when I watched them play the Tigers, it's like, okay, I got to have them over the Dodgers now. Even if they lose game 3 in the series, it's just, I don't care what that record is with the Dodgers. I'll have the Braves at number 1. Just it was beautiful to see, but it sucked as a Tigers fan. But it was cool to see as a baseball fan. It's always
It
cool
was a hell of a series. It was honestly a hell of a series. That is the thing, that's a potential World Series matchup.
Yeah.
That really is.
And
by the way, it was a 94-mile-an-hour cutter. Like,
oh
Matt
man,
Olson. Why are we throwing that kind of pitch to an? Quite frankly, we need to have a conversation about Matt Olson because that is an MVP caliber player right now. Why are we throwing that kind of pitch to an MVP?
That's when he
an
just
MVP.
walked.
Okay, MVP
Hindsight's
is weird to talk
2020,
about in the
but
National
still.
League right now.
Come
we
again?
can talk about that too, but sorry, no. We can have a conversation about what makes an MVP caliber player in the National League right now because that award is dominated by one guy until he really gives us a reason not to give it to him. But you can't tell me I'm wrong. You can't tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong. I did it. Come hit me.
Well, doesn't MVP can't pitchers only get the Cy Young?
No, pitchers can get MVP. Justin Verlander won an MVP. Justin Verlander won one. Clayton Kershaw won one. There's a relief pitcher that even won one back in '94. I believe Dennis Eckersley won the MVP as a relief pitcher. But yeah, pitchers can win the MVP.
You just have to have insane win and strikeout stats or insane save stats for a pitcher.
Yeah, you have to have an all-time season like Verlander and Kershaw did those years.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Verlander eclipsed 25 wins that year, I think.
Yep.
Which is not common. Funny enough, last player to get a
with the lineup they had though.
With the lineup they had, that it wasn't
should have won at least
that
20.
hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he won 25. Got 25 wins that year. Funny enough, the last 30-game winner in baseball, I believe, was the Detroit Tiger, and with Denny McLain back in the '68 season when they won the World Series. So,
were you alive to see that, Tony?
What? Why are we bringing the old man jokes to the podcast? Why are we bringing the old man jokes here? What is this? That's not fair.
I had to.
Dude, that was so mean. Oh my goodness. Anyway, do you guys want my top 10?
Yes.
Of course.
All right. Honorable mentions: Tigers, Pirates, Cardinals. I feel like we all feel pretty similarly that those teams are either in the top 10 or just on the edge of the top 10. Number 10, Milwaukee Brewers. Pretty consistent across the board. They got a plus 38 run differential right now, which is one of the best in the league. 4th best? Yeah, so they're kind of riding that high from the beginning of the season. But they still look like a good team. The only problem for them is, if you listen to my honorable mention, 2 of the teams in the honorable mention were also in their division, in the Cardinals and the Pirates. So that NL Central is nuts right now. Number 9, Tampa Bay Rays. Pleasant surprise this year. Pretty good. They're on track for 97 wins. We'll see if they can sustain it. Because right now we're pretty much through 20% of the season. We're almost through 20% of the season. So now we're really going to see teams settling into position. Number 8, I have the Athletics. One of 2 or 3 teams in the American League, maybe 2 teams in the American League that are above 2 games above 500.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
gotta with the Athletics. I know you guys both put them in your top 10, and I've refrained from doing it. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like,
No, you're good. You're good.
are we forgetting what happened in April? They got swept by the White Sox. The White Sox are horrible. Like,
Okay, but
what are we doing?
Yeah, but the White Sox have like a guy who might win the home run title as a rookie. If you guys look at Munetaka Murakami, almost half of his hits are home runs right now, which is absurd. And he's batting 250.
I just can't. I can't get. If they can put another week together, if they can put another week together, I'll have to start respecting them. But I don't know.
Number 7, I have the Seattle Mariners. They're finally looking like the team they were supposed to be. Number 6, I have the San Diego Padres. I hate the dads, but I got to give respect to that team. They're looking really good. The crazy thing is the San Diego Padres are 19-11, but their team wins above replacement is, let me see. Their team wins above replacement is 24th in the league, which means like wins above replacement is like on average, how much is each player on your roster worth more than the average player in the league? So they're ranked like 24th in the league, which is like pretty rough. But crazy thing is they're winning all these close games. Their run differential at 6 is only +8. Like, they're one of the best teams in the league right now, but they're barely winning. Like, all their games are nail biters. That's why Mason Miller looks like a rock star. It's because he keeps coming into these 1 or 2 run lead games and closing them out. Number 5, Cincinnati Reds. Fun fact about the Cincinnati Reds: highest away win percentage in the league at 76.9%, which is kind of crazy. That'll even out eventually, but it'll probably lead to, because I think a lot of their early games were home games when they were doing rough, and now that they've really settled in and figured it out, it's all away games. So that number is going to stay high for a little bit. But funny enough, they're one of 3 teams in the top 10 with a negative run differential, which is interesting. So it's like, can they really sustain this? Number 4, the Cubs. Cubs had a rough series against the Dodgers, but like the Dodgers did the Dodgers thing this week where they're going to lose to the Marlins, the team that doesn't matter, but they're going to beat the team that they might play in the playoffs so that they can get home field advantage. So, that's just like kind of what the Dodgers do. I will say regular season is not super important to them as long as they make the playoffs. So number 3, it's not hard to have the Yankees, Dodgers, and Braves in that top 3, but the Yankees are number 3. They're clearly the outlier of the bunch. It's hard to trust them. It's really hard to trust them because they find a way to choke every year. But they got a +47 run differential, and they've won 8 of their last 10. The Los Angeles Dodgers, number 2. I know I'm the Dodgers fan. I'm putting them at number 2 again, but it's fair. They have the highest WAR in the league, and they're tied for the highest run differential. But they did lose to the Marlins. They are only 50% in their last 10. So I can't really put them at number 1 because the Braves are just, right now, they're looking like the best team in baseball. As of right now, the power rankings, it's for right now. So that's the way it's looking. I will say, though, Braves have a higher win percentage away than they do have home. So that'll probably even out a little bit. Again, I have to tell people this all the time, though, is like wait till the playoffs, though. You have to wait till the playoffs because, like, the Dodgers had to play in a wild card round last year and then beat the snot out of the Reds, had a close series against the Phillies, who are an absolute joke this season, and then beat the snot out of the Brewers. So that team is just waiting till the playoffs. They're going to keep guys healthy. Like, they just gave up Edwin Diaz for most of the season so that he can just sit out and get healthy for playoffs later this year. So in the long run, Dodgers are going to be still the favorite to win. But as of right now, the Braves are on paper the best team in baseball. So,
yeah, it's good.
I do want to mention something real quick. This is on the complete opposite end of talent in the MLB right now, and I wanted to highlight this. So
there's two teams that are an absolute joke right now.
The Angels have had probably the easiest past 3 series of any team in the league. Right.
Who did they play?
They went Blue Jays, Royals, White Sox. Lost the series against the Blue Jays 2-1. And then proceeded to get swept the next 2 series against the Royals and the White Sox, who are both terrible this season. And now I will say, both those series were on the road, for whatever that's worth. But they still got a really easy schedule coming up here. Their next series is against the Mets at home. And then the following series is against the White Sox at home. And then again against the Blue Jays. That one's on the road, but still. And I'm not trying to say the Blue Jays are a bad team. They're really not. But they're just mid.
So the Blue Jays are a good team. They really are. It's a lot of the same guys from last year, and that's a team that went to the World Series and took the Dodgers to 7 games. So you can't count them out. The White Sox are interesting because the White Sox started off absolutely horrible, but they've kind of turned it around and won 7 of their last 10. And they do have like that Murakami kid. Like, dude, my favorite interview highlight of all time might be when Munetaka Murakami signed with the White Sox, and he barely speaks English. And in his interview, they were like, Munetaka, like, what are you going to bring to this team? And he understood the question. Or no, maybe he didn't. Like, the translator told him what the question was, and he just looked at the reporter, and instead of looking at the interpreter and giving the answer in Japanese, he looked at the reporter and went, "Power. I bring power." Like, and he has, dude. So that team is like solid. The Royals have talent. They're failing to put it all together in games. You have Bobby Witt Jr., you have Pasquatch, like, they have good players. They're really, really struggling to put it all together in a single, like, every game. One day it's like
Perez, right?
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they have really good players. They just can't get them all to perform in the same game. It's like for you Tigers fans, it's like the 2012. I hate to bring this up. It's like the 2012 World Series.
Oh gosh.
Like, the Tigers just couldn't get all their players to perform in that series against the Giants at the same time. You know what I mean? Like,
the flashbacks.
And it's not like the Royals have a bad pitching rotation either, to be honest. Maybe the bullpen's bad, but they got Seth Lugo.
Yeah, they're good.
Seth Lugo's great.
Now, let's talk about the bottom 2 teams in the league, which are the clear bottom 2 teams in the league. The New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies. These teams are god-awful. Like, the Phillies should be competing for a World Series. Instead, they have fired their manager and hired Don Mattingly, who I'm pretty sure might have been around when Jesus was crucified. He might have, like, witnessed that. Like, I don't know. Someone should ask him, like, does he remember that? Because, oh my God, I make the joke, Don Mattingly was the manager of the Dodgers for a while, though, and I love Don Mattingly. So, like, he'll always have a special place, but he also is the reason they blew a couple playoff runs. So, good luck, Phillies. Do you guys know who the Phillies manager is? Tigers fans should know.
Is it Ausmus?
It's Dombrowski.
Oh, boy.
It's the guy who put together the early 2010s Tigers. No, Brad Ausmus is an assistant coach with the Yankees. Actually, the Aaron Boone got ejected from the Yankees the other night, and Brad Ausmus was the one who had to take over. I feel bad for any team that has Brad Ausmus in charge. Oh my god, that actually made me, dude. Okay, this is a real test of my do I feel bad for a team with Brad Ausmus in charge when the World Baseball Classic was happening and Brad Ausmus was in charge of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't want to feel bad for this team, but I kind of have to feel bad for this team. Dude, the Mets look like shit. Like, they're so bad. I don't know. It's crazy. I can't wait till they play each other. Imagine how stupid that series is going to be.
Yeah. It reminds me of how earlier during the NBA season, people were getting so hyped up about the Kings and Pelicans game just because of how absolutely dog shit those two teams were.
Dude, it's going to be like watching Jeffrey Dahmer try to fuck a corpse. Like, seriously. Like, it's going to be so bad. But I'm going to be here for it. I'm going to watch it. That should be your nationally televised game. Except for the Aaron Nola one. Or is it Aaron? Not Aaron Nola. McLean. Nola McLean. That pitcher for the Mets. That guy is actually really good. He's the one bright spot. Him and Juan Soto. Like, for the Mets. But, God help them when everyone else is playing.
I officially now have probably the craziest analogy that I've ever heard in my entire life.
And when you watch the Phillies and Mets play, I hope you remember that. Because I came up with that off the top of my head, and I'm so proud. Until this video gets out one day and we get canceled. And then, I'm sorry. I should have known better. There's the apology.
Oh, man.
It comes pre-wrapped with getting caught.
Well, I have something to bring up about the Tigers, and it's a question for you guys. But I'll stage it a little bit for you. I don't know what your thoughts are, but we'll see. So their next two series, they're at home. They have a 3-game series with the Rangers, 3-game series with the Red Sox. Okay, their home record is 10-2, best in the MLB at home.
By far, by the way.
Yep, by far. After those two series, will they still have the best home record? And will they win those?
The Red Sox suck, and the Rangers are starting to suck. So probably.
Think they can? Yeah. Think they can win both series after losing 2 in a row?
For sure. I'll be right back. By the way.
That's fine.
Well, and the thing you got to keep in mind, Morgan, is that the Braves series. I can't remember if the Red series was home or away, but the Braves series
they were both away. They're both away.
And those are both very good teams.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're talking about the Red Sox and the Rangers. And as Tony pointed out, those teams are not looking so hot right now. Red Sox haven't been looking hot all season. So I don't see any reason why the Tigers should lose those series. Right. Barring that they stay healthy. I mean, injuries have definitely come up as a concern recently with Javi Baez getting hurt, right. Casey Mize dealing with some groin issues. But
Casey Mize might pitch in his next game, though. Like, he might pitch in his next game. So I'm not too worried about the groin issue. That doesn't even seem to be too much of a worry. I think they should sit him regardless. Like, you're not in emergency mode, need him.
Yeah.
You know? Because the rest of your division kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's the other part I wanted to bring up, though. After that home series with the Rangers and Red Sox, the only other team that's looking like they're going to challenge the Tigers is the Guardians, of course. And they play a 3-game series with the Athletics and a 4-game series with the Royals. I think the Tigers will be atop the American League Central by the end of the week, or by the time we talk to each other next week.
I think the Tigers have the easier schedule. I can see the Tigers sweeping both the Rangers and
Red Sox.
The Rangers and the Red Sox. I could see the Tigers sweeping both of them. I can't see the Guardians sweeping the Athletics and the Royals.
Okay, now I want to bring something else up again. So the Tigers, they've been, when it's cold, they haven't been playing so well either. And it's cold here in Michigan again. So will that cause them a problem too? Or what?
I think it will, but they're also playing teams that play in the warm. So I think it's going to affect the other teams more.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
Except for maybe Boston, but, Boston's just kind of sucks.
They just
I think Boston is 25th on my power rankings.
Oh, man.
I will say, I am excited for this Rangers series, if for no other reason than we hopefully at least get to see a Nathan Eovaldi and Tarek Skubal duel.
Oh, yes. Oh, man.
School will be due for the win.
What game is
His
that?
losses have been...
Most likely it'll be game 3. Both those guys played just recently.
Yeah, it should be game 3 of that series.
Dude, I put Skubal right now in the same position as Yamamoto. As one's the AL version of it and one's the NL version of it. They're going out and they're having great outings, but they're getting no run support.
Yep.
It sucks.
Or getting sold by their bullpen.
That's what it's been. Oh my goodness.
So something I want to ask you guys. Because I got to bring him up.
Uh-oh.
With what we have seen from him pitching this season, is Shohei a legit Cy Young contender?
Absolutely. What was it that I saw the other day? He has the lowest ERA?
Yeah, he has the lowest ERA in the league. It was Soriano, but Soriano got lit up in his last start. So let me see.
Yeah, but Shohei
That
has
guy is
the best ERA by far from what I saw recently. It was 0.6 or something like that. Absolutely ridiculous.
Shohei's ERA right now is 0.6. He has given up 2 earned runs the whole season. He's only given up 17 hits. But it's other stats too. He's only got a 0.867 whip. Walks plus hits.
It's wild to me. You can have that good of stats, but you still have lost more games as a starter. It's so strange.
Shohei's 2-1. He hasn't given up a home run yet. He's only averaging 2.7 walks. And he's averaging 10.2 strikeouts. That's solid for a guy. Especially a guy like him who's going to see guys through that third rotation. You know what I mean? He's so good. With those pitching stats, and then if we look, he's batting .273 with 6 home runs. He's a unicorn. That's just a unicorn still. Every year it's I'm never going to come into a year and be oh, is Shohei just going to be better? It's no, what crazy thing is Shohei going to do that I've never seen a player do in my life this season?
So strange.
Now, let me raise this question. If he wins the Cy Young this year, is he far and away the best? I mean, he's the best player in the league right now. I mean, Aaron Judge is the best hitter, but Shohei Ohtani is just the best player in baseball. But is he the best player in our lifetime? And then, if he is he the greatest player of all time if he wins the Cy Young this year?
If you can win Cy Young and MVP in different positions, you probably are the best player ever. And there's no one else has done that. Right?
Well, let's look at it this way. If he wins the Cy Young, he's winning the MVP. I think that's just a given because of what he also does hitting. You know what I mean? I think he's far and away the MVP favorite right now. He's not far and away the Cy Young favorite, but he is far and away the MVP favorite. But that'll be if he wins the Cy Young, he'll get the MVP. That'll be his 5th MVP. And like his 3rd or 4th in a row?
Yeah.
Like he might have the most MVPs by the end of his career that a player has ever had. Because until like he falls off a cliff, I don't know how you name anyone MVP in either league over him. Like, you have the argument of the last couple of years of Aaron Judge versus Shohei because they've been winning the MVPs in the American League and National League. But I think those years, if you put Shohei in the American League with Judge, Shohei's winning the MVP over him. Like, it's not like last year it wouldn't even be a conversation about Cal Raleigh. Right. It just wouldn't be. What are your thoughts, Logan?
I think if he wins Cy Young this year, he is the GOAT.
He's the GOAT?
Quite honestly. Because, like, I think...
He's maybe the GOAT now.
I think also you got to factor in this potential legacy that he's going to have. He's going to be the guy that, many Asian baseball players and, baseball players of Asian descent look up to, even more so than Ichiro, I'd say. And we have already seen, quite the influx of, specifically Japanese players. Not that has anything directly to do with Shohei. I mean, I think maybe a little bit it does, but definitely.
I think it has a lot, but
like further down the line is where we're going to see a lot of players coming in who were directly inspired by Shohei and looked up to him and him only.
Well, I think Shohei is having an effect on baseball right now in a similar way to the way that, let's say, another Dodgers player, Jackie Robinson, had on baseball, right? Not to say that, like, for the social justice aspect that came with Jackie Robinson, but just the realization of what talent was available in this community. Like, look at Jackie Robinson. I mean, the year after they brought in like Roy Campanella, and Roy Campanella is like one of the coolest and best catchers of all time. He's in the Hall of Fame too. You had all that, and then you had like with Roberto Clemente, with people going like, "Oh, people play baseball overseas. Let's get some like overseas players." Which, fun fact: Branch Rickey, the manager who brought in Jackie Robinson to the Dodgers, was the manager of the Pirates when he brought in Roberto Clemente. So he actually broke both walls down for the league. I think very cool. Branch Rickey is not celebrated enough in baseball, but But I think Shohei is having that for specifically Asian talent right now. I mean, everyone's known like they play baseball over in Asia, but I feel for a really, really long time people just refused to think it was anything as good or similarly as good as the baseball talent over here in North and South America. But like, dude, with Shohei, like, we're realizing it. I mean, you have a bunch of Koreans coming over now. Look at Chinese Taipei had like a good team. I mean, they didn't make the elimination rounds at the World Baseball Classic, but they had like a very respectable performance. Hell, Australia had a respectable performance in that tournament. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, so I do think Shohei has had that effect on baseball that makes people look to Asia now, and he has kind of. Ichiro really helped bust the wall down. He like put a hole in that wall. Shohei like just completely destroyed it though.
Came through with a bulldozer.
Because remember the thing with Ichiro, people were always like, yeah, he's really good, but like he doesn't hit home runs. Like Ichiro was an amazing player, but he wasn't very exciting. Like you had to realize the talent he had as just a pure contact hitter. He was amazing. He's one of the great. I think he's the greatest just pure contact hitter of all time over Pete Rose. Like, sorry, I think he is. He didn't get into the league till he was like in his late 20s. Pete Rose was here in his early 20s. But like he wasn't exciting. But Shohei Ohtani, every year it's like, what record did he break this year? what crazy thing that hasn't been done for 100 years did he do? It's exciting what he brings. And like, that's really made people go for these Asian players. And I think it's awesome. Sorry, I just went on a total tirade there, but.
No, you're good. I do want to briefly mention, because Tony, you briefly mentioned Australia there. I saw news recently that the guy who was kind of the star player for Australia during the World Baseball Classic, Trevor Bazana, just recently got called up.
Yeah,
so
like
big
good for him, man.
to him.
Yeah. Well, and then look at Europe with Team Italy, and then you had what's his name, that pitcher from Czechia. Like, that guy struck out Shohei at the last World Baseball Classic, and he only throws like 80-something miles an hour. Like, how awesome is that? I mean, it just goes to like how cool that tournament is, but like the talent that really is still out there that baseball doesn't. I think baseball is going to be your next major like global blow up sport, like basketball was 20 years ago. You know, where basketball really started to expand. You know, thanks to like European players like Dirk. I think in our lifetime, Dirk is one of the big European players that came over and made people realize those players are good. You know, and now we have Joker, and we have Luca, and like all these like different European players coming over. I think baseball's on its way to that right now, and it's super exciting, dude. I'm so excited for baseball in the next 10 to 15 years.
You just got to get their TV markets figured out, and it'll be even better.
Yeah, they do. It's so bad. The league needs to own the rights to the broadcast.
Absolutely. Any thoughts on the, and I know we're like doing a hard pivot here. Any thoughts on the later picks from the NFL draft for the Lions?
Well, we talked about the pick number 2 last week. The edge rusher Moore, right? We said we'll probably pick him, and sure enough, I was at the cabin fishing with my Uncle Dave. It was time for dinner, and there he was on the TV. I'm like, oh, you guys talked about him.
Did you guys see? I saw a thing come out. Did you see the amount of edge rushers that are starting in the NFL that have come out of University of Michigan?
It's insane.
It's ridiculous. It's like University of Michigan has become like University of Michigan has become important for defensive ends, like Iowa is for tight ends. Like defensive end U is Michigan right now, and tight end U is Iowa. Both Big Ten colleges. Love it. I love the Big Ten running it because I hate the SEC. I hate you, Alabama. I will hate you forever.
Wouldn't it just
and beating
be
you
cool?
in the Rose Bowl is one of the highlights of my life.
That is so cool. So prestigious winning the Rose Bowl. It doesn't matter what it was.
I don't care how ugly that win was. It was a win.
Yeah.
My God, if you guys remember that game, it was horrible. Oh my God, the special teams. I still have nightmares. What was the kid's name? Ian Happ? Was it Ian Happ or something?
I was having nightmares watching Michigan win that game.
Oh my God.
It was so cool to see, but I was having, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I had to root for
Jalen Milroe getting sold out by a center that game.
Yep. Oh, man.
I do want to add to your point, Tony, about Michigan becoming, defensive end university. There were not one, but 2 edge rushers drafted from Michigan in this past draft. And everything that I've seen about both of them has been positive. About like where they were drafted at, in the draft order, the talent they bring to their respective teams. I'm excited.
Well, even thinking of it, like Moore getting drafted by the Lions, like that's really good for the Lions because now he's a guy that at least is gonna threaten. Like he's gonna be like, I can get to your quarterback, unlike other defensive ends have been for Michigan. Trevor Nowatzki, love you. You had like a handful of good games when Hutch got hurt, and then you fell off the map, but it's okay. Like you're a rotational guy, you're fine. But like just a guy that can consistently be in the game and be a threat and make the defensive coordinator go like, okay, they got Hutch here, but they do have more over here. Like you got to deal with it a little bit more.
It
It's going
might
to cause
make
more problems.
teams not double team Hutch as much.
If teams aren't double teaming Hutch, it's going to be insane. Well, remember when they had who was the Houston kid? The Houston kid, he's not bad. He's like still starting in the league for teams, right? But like remember when like Hutch was in and they had to double team Hutch and the Houston kid came in and performed well. And so then they were like, okay, well, like we have to split it. And like then all of a sudden Hutch went off towards the second half of the year because you had to respect. If they can just have a defensive end that you have to respect, Hutch is going to be nuts. Also, do you think there's going to be a little bit of a, who's the best Michigan guy on this team competition between the two, like friendly, sort of?
That would be perfect for the team, honestly.
Oh, that'd be great. Like a friendly kind of competition like that. One of those like Moore gets a sack, Hutch helps him up, gives him a high five, and goes like, I got the next one. Stuff like that. That'd be amazing, dude. Oh my God.
You guys watch Lord of the Rings ever?
Absolutely.
Okay, it would be just like Gimli and who is? Oh man, how am I blanking?
Aragorn?
Legolas.
Legolas. Okay. Oh yeah.
How many orcs they can kill? That's the
same. That one doesn't count.
Oh gosh.
I would like to provide a correction to a point I made earlier. Just for the sake of not leading anyone astray. Jason Barham, the other edge rusher that I was talking about from Michigan, is actually going to be utilized as a linebacker in the NFL, at least according to the Cowboys depth chart. So I just wanted to get that all cleared up. But he can be used as both.
That's still fine. Linebackers are supposed to be versatile players anyway. They're supposed to kind of be able to play a little bit of safety, a little bit of defensive line. Shit, man. Look at I'll bring him up again. Look at Trevor Nowaski. Has sacks and an interception, I believe, in the league. So
oh man. Listen, man. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine.
Right now it is. Yeah. Listen, man, I got graduation in 2 days. It's great to be a Cardinal right now. Okay. I'll say that just for us chatting, forget the podcast. It's great to be a Cardinal right now, dude. I can't wait to graduate. Oh my God.
The end is near.
Thank God. It's been bad. It's been a long time since I haven't been a college student.
Oh man.
All right. Now I do want to circle back to NBA. Kind of talk about how playoffs in general have been going. We talked about the Pistons and Magic and how that season has gone. Magic leading that series. The Thunder swept. Gosh, who was it? I can't even remember who they swept. The Suns.
The Suns? Yeah.
Yeah, and the Spurs just won their series recently against the Trailblazers 4-1. Those are the only two teams that have punched their ticket into the next round so far. So I think that goes to verify our statements that we've made earlier in other podcast episodes, saying that like those are the two scariest teams, at least out west. I'd go so far as to say in the entire league. But I don't see.
Yep.
I really don't see how anyone can stop those teams. Shohei has the most points per game in this postseason. Cade's not too far behind. So shout out to Cade.
Two best point guards in the league.
Yeah.
It's not even a conversation. Yeah, those teams are good, man. It's kind of funny because the Thunder, where are the Thunder at? Did they lose their series yet or no?
The Thunder?
Yeah. Or not the Thunder, the Nuggets. The Nuggets.
The Nuggets are down 2-3 against the
Minnesota.
Timberwolves.
See, I don't think they're going to win because the Timberwolves are just designed to beat the Nuggets and then lose in the next round. So whoever has to play the Timberwolves in the next round, congratulations! Like you're just going to the Western Conference Final, like, which I think is the Spurs. I think the Spurs will, but
Probably.
yeah, I dude, that Western Conference Final is going to be so much fun to watch, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's going to be incredible. The East is like, man, don't sleep on the East because like there's a lot of teams that are having to like work, and that's going to pay off in the long run in these playoffs. I think it'll either pay off or be detrimental. But
Yeah.
I do want to say, I think it was really funny. There was an interview recently with Jaden McDaniels from the Timberwolves. And he was just saying that like all you need to do to beat the Nuggets is play defense against them, and that's really it. And the Timberwolves since then have went out, done just that, and it has worked almost to perfection, really. And I think it was funny. The other night there was a fight that broke out after one of the games between those two
I
teams.
was
I can't remember which game it was.
on Joker's side on that one. I was on Joker's side on that though. That was ridiculous what the guy did at the end of the game. Like, are you kidding me? Win with some flipping class. Like,
Okay, but here's my counterpoint to that, because I'm on the side of Jaden McDaniels with that play. So Jaden McDaniels, like I said, came out, was talking about how the Nuggets just don't defend well, right? So as long as you can beat them on defense, you're golden against the Nuggets. And so he's been proving that. And if you're Jokic at that point, you don't get to, play half-ass defense and then get angry that Jaden McDaniels is taking a shot like that to end the game. Because as far and I think this was like half jokingly said by someone who was commenting on some sort of post related to this, but there's a bit of truth to it that Jaden McDaniels might have just been thinking that the Nuggets were playing the defense that they usually play.
oh my god, that dude! Like, just act like you've been there before, though. You know what I mean? Like, win with class, lose with class. I don't know about like the high school you went to, Logan Reese. But like where Morgan and I went to high school, you don't do that. Like, you will get yelled at by everybody if you do stuff like that where we come from. Like, just I don't know. I thought it was kind of classless from the player. I'm not justifying what Joker did, but like I'm definitely more on Joker's side. I think he had a right to, maybe get in his face a little bit about being classless, not grab him and almost actually start a fist fight, but
Well, no, and there's another point that I wanted to add to that. I'm seeing a lot of hypocrisy coming from Joker in that fight, because if you're gonna, he's known for that one interview where, he didn't want to go to the parade after winning the NBA Finals, and he just wanted to go back home to Serbia to his horses, right? And so it kind of just became this thing that, like, he really doesn't prioritize basketball that much. So to have that character built for yourself and then to go out and try to fight a guy for the way that he plays basketball, ethical or not, or unethical way of playing basketball, it's just, I mean, pick a side, man. Honestly, pick whether you want to put all your heart and soul into this game or not. That's just my perspective on it.
Fair. Can we admit that every time Joker gets into a physical confrontation with another guy, he looks like a serial killer?
Oh, absolutely.
Like his face, dude, he looks like he's thinking, like, by the time he gets in your face, he's come up with 50 different ways to murder you on the court. Like, it's terrifying, dude. I wouldn't want that guy coming at me. I'd be like, "Oh, yes, sir. I won't do it again. You're right." Mm-hmm. Like,
I mean, was it? I'm trying to remember the player that it was that he got into that one really big, like heated fight with. I
someone
want to
jerked
say
from the
it was
Thunder.
Marcus Morris. I could be wrong on that, but
I think it was.
you could just see when he like grabbed him by the jersey, he had this like psychotic ass look in his eyes.
So I want to pivot to a sport we don't like ever talk about as soon as we can. But if you still want to talk basketball,
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
so do you guys watch MMA at all?
No.
Nope.
Oh my god! Did you guys see Max Holloway and Conor McGregor fighting?
Well,
What do you guys think about the fact that?
Happening?
Yeah, it's rumored. It hasn't been announced, but apparently it's a rumor. These guys haven't fought in like 10 years, and like it's just so weird. We don't have to talk MMA then, but like it's just so weird. Like, why are they fighting
Max
now?
Holloway?
This rematch should. Yeah,
Max Holloway had that big fight against I can never pronounce his name right. But
Justin Gaethje.
yeah, that was within the
Yeah,
past 5 years.
Max Holloway has lost. No. They have Conor McGregor and Max Holloway haven't fought each other in 10 years.
Oh,
Is what I
okay.
was saying. Let me see Max Holloway's results though. 27-9. Dude, Max Holloway. Anybody watching this, if you're going to get into UFC, Max Holloway is one of the most fun fighters to watch. He lost to Charles Oliveira, beat Dustin Poirier, lost to Ilia Topuria, beat Justin Gaethje, beat Chan Sung Jung. Oh, he beat Korean Zombie. That's crazy. Yeah, dude, Max Holloway is so much fun. He's got one of the most iconic finishes in a fight ever in that Justin Gaethje fight. That was like nuts. I don't care. I don't care if you're not into MMA. That was amazing. Like
that fight almost convinced me to get into UFC.
oh, dude, you should. You should.
Just the badass moment of him like pointing
at the middle of the floor when he had already won the fight.
Just like stand right here.
So Morgan, do you know what we're talking about?
No.
Okay, so Max Holloway is this crazy ass, durable Hawaiian dude.
Okay.
Fighting in the lightweight division. He's
I'll
small,
be right back,
but oh my god, you can hit this guy as hard as you want, and like he's gonna turn around and be like, "That's it."
So he's featherweight Rocky.
He is lightweight Rocky. He's lightweight Rocky.
Okay.
There's a famous example. There was a guy when he was fighting in featherweight. Actually, at one time, there was a guy in the featherweight division that was supposed to be the best boxer in the UFC.
Yeah.
So Max took a fight with this guy, and people were like, "He's crazy. Why is he doing this?" Max Holloway beat the shit out of this dude, and in the middle of the fight, he looks at the announcer's table and says, "He's supposed to be the best boxer in the UFC," and he's just piecing this dude up. So anyway, years down the road, he gets to Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje's like lethal. He's known for like one hit, knock you out type power, right? If his punch lands, you're going out, right? Max Holloway is known not necessarily for like, he might not knock you out, but you're not going to beat him in a 5-round fight because he's just going to like grind out the win. You'll hit him once, he'll hit you 4 times back. Like his thing. Like he's just durable. You can hit him hard and it doesn't look like it hurts him. 30 seconds, 20 seconds left in the fight, 20 seconds left in the fight, something like that. He looks at Justin Gaethje. He has beaten the piss out of Justin Gaethje in this fight. Justin Gaethje's like bloody. Like Max Holloway won the fight if it goes to a decision and they're in the final round. And Max Holloway points to the center of the octagon and basically goes like, "Tee up, let's tee up." And Justin Gaethje goes like, "Shit, this is my only way to win the fight." And he accepts. And they stand there and just start hitting each other as hard as they can. And Max Holloway, stupid decision to go against a guy with the one-punch knockout power that Justin Gaethje has. Like, Justin Gaethje's a beast, dude. Max Holloway knocks him out with 1 second left. Like, Dude, he's so fun. Anybody trying to get into UFC, watch like Max Holloway's fights. Like that's good. Like if you want to watch historical fights that were fun, watch like Max Holloway, GSP, Anderson Silva, Rampage Jackson was really fun back in the day. His son, not so much. If you guys know about his son, his son almost killed a guy at a wrestling show. Yeah, like dropped the guy on his head and then proceeded to hit him like 20 times in the face while the guy was knocked clean cold. Like, yeah, his son's a psycho, but Rampage Jackson's cool.
Nice.
Just from that one fight alone, I can tell you Max Holloway is fun to watch.
Oh, dude, he's amazing.
I mean,
he's getting to the end of
his
his
arm to knock Gaethje out in that fight.
Full swing, like just down right on his chin. Like Gaethje, like it's weird. Max Holloway came I think over top with a right, and just max distance to get the most he could out of the punch. And like I think as he was doing that, like Gaethje was coming up to his left, thinking he was going to dodge, and when he came up, Max Holloway just connected and just knocked him clean out. It was so cool. Oh,
that's wild.
All right. Any more points we want to add before getting into athletes of the week?
We're supposed to have an athlete of the week. I'll figure it out. I do this every week. I forget this every week.
You're good, Tony. You're good. Morgan, you got your guy?
Yes, I do.
Go for it.
This is someone no one else besides you two have ever heard of. My athlete of the week. I'll do a little preface here. Last Saturday was the trout opener in the state of Michigan.
Oh my God.
It's a state holiday. Great day, right? It's a family tradition. You always go out trout fishing. Brown trout and steelhead, they are the most elusive trout on the planet. Okay, you could hook them a million times. You could hook some, and you'll lose one, a big one, eventually. It just happens. My brother, okay, he's my athlete of the week.
Let's go, Jack.
He went 5 for 5 on brown trout over 15 inches, which is just unheard of. It doesn't even make sense. You could like, you go fishing, and maybe for, I don't know, 2 weeks, you have a chance to catch 5 15-inch brown trout. Well, he did it in one day. He caught 5 over 15 inches and went 5 for 5 on it. It's just not possible. I don't know how he did it. And fishing's a sport, so he's my athlete of the week.
That's too good. I love that. Way to go, Jack. Let's go, Jack.
I think they need to make competitive fishing a sport, like a professional
Remember,
sport.
I coached him. I coached him
There's
in robotics.
professional bass fishing, and that's it's a big deal, actually, but I don't like bass fishing, so. But that is a real thing, professional bass fishing. People go out there with $100,000 boats, and they have sponsorships. It's kind of like NASCAR, honestly. It's kind of strange, but yeah, he's my athlete of the week.
Way to go, Jack.
Let's go, Jack. All right. My guy this week, Pistons favoritism, but I'm going with Cade. He's got 163 points in this postseason. The most out of any player. Granted, it probably would be Shea if that series had gone to more than 4 games, but that's besides the point. He's got 163 points, averaging 32.6 points per game in this postseason, enough for second best. And he is, at least offensively, carrying this Pistons team.
Yep.
On his back, dude. He's scoring like half their points sometimes.
Yeah, 45 points last night. Insane.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good player of the game. This one is going to pain me to say because you guys know I have a special hatred for this guy. But he has, in the NBA playoffs, he's been the performer. He's been doing what he needs to specifically do, what was called upon him with the injuries that happened to his team. But, dude, LeBron James.
Yeah.
LeBron's looked like actually like really good. Like he's looked like a LeBron 10 years ago out of nowhere. Like it's crazy. Like he's not the GOAT. Jordan's the GOAT. As much as I hate Jordan too. But like LeBron's dude, that's my player of the week. It's kind of crazy. That's super inspiring as old as he is now, how he's like can still go out there and put the team on his back. That's super cool.
Good deal.
I do want to raise a point about LeBron real quick because I forgot to bring it up earlier, and I'm glad you reminded me, Tony. There was a clip that I saw recently where LeBron went up for a shot. They were playing the Rockets, right? LeBron went up for a shot, and got fouled. And you can hear through the audio this Rockets player is saying that it was a soft-ass foul.
Yeah. LeBron's like, you can't say that. Anybody on your team can say that except for you. Like, it was so funny.
Şengün, who his entire career to this point, arguably the thing that he's most known for is getting these soft-ass calls. So it was just hilarious for LeBron to call him out right then and there.
That was cool. That was cool. I gotta say
respect
to LeBron for that.
Right now can say that, but you.
That's so funny. That was good. Dude, that's so cool though. And like how cool is it that we get a LeBron versus KD series again though? Like honestly, like that's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like the one thing that would have made it great is like let's say Steph made the playoffs and like LeBron and Steph played in the second round. Like that would have been like wow. Like how iconic would that have run? Win or lose for any of those teams, how iconic would that have run have been? So that's super cool, man. I'm not a Lakers fan. Did you see the thing with like Bronny James that came out where like Magic Johnson? This could have been from a while ago, but I finally saw it. It was like Magic Johnson saying that like the Lakers should have put Bronny James down in the G League so they could have developed him better. And then like Magic Johnson tweeted it, and then Bronny James responded with, "Man, you can't talk about my career unless you're better than my dad." Like, and then people commented like, "Brother, he might be better than your dad." Like,
oh gosh.
Oh my god, dude, it was so funny. Grant, I put Magic Johnson higher on my all-time list.
I don't think Magic is better than LeBron.
You know what would be a fun segment we should do?
Yeah.
We should have you guys ever seen the thing where it's like you spin the wheel and you get a random team in a sport and you have to pick a player from that team and you have to build a team and then you debate who would win?
Yeah.
We should 100% do that on the podcast. Like that should just be the podcast show one of these days.
All right.
What are your thoughts?
I'm fine with that. I don't know. We'll have to see what Connor thinks, but
draft an NFL, like a quarterback, 2 receivers, 2 running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be cool with it being like NFL. I wouldn't be able to do MLB or NHL for sure, but
MLB with a little bit of research, you can make a little draft sheet. MLB or an NHL, we'd have to make like a draft sheet and kind of figure it out, but yeah.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. All right.
Cool.
Well, if we got no more points to make tonight, I say we're good to wrap up here. So once again, thank you all for watching. As always, leave a comment down below if you have anything to add to anything we said tonight. And make sure to like and subscribe if you like our content. And we will see you next week. Same time next week, hopefully. Maybe not same exact time.
With Connor.
He'll be back.
All right, bye, you guys.